Hello, welcome to the English class. Today we will discuss a very important text, that is the invention of Vita-Wonk, written by Roald Dahl. And this text is actually taken from Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. Right? So have you heard about science fiction? What is science fiction? Science fiction is a particular genre of writing where that particular writings deal with futuristic, okay, or future concepts of, of science and technology, right? That is actually science fiction. So futuristic concepts of science, right? The text that we are going to read is also a science fiction, right? Now, to introduce this text, I must say the invention of Vita-Wonk is a culmination of imagination and humor, okay, commingle of imagination and also humor, right, to entertain and excite the reader. It's a general tendency among children to grow into an adult. General tendency, normal tendency among the children to grow into an adult as soon as possible. This is to take the readers into an imaginary and dreamy world. This science fiction to fantasize the reader, right? It will help to think about past, present, right? Now, the outlines of the story. Mr. Willy Wonka, the scientist, first invents a medicine named as Wonka White, and this medicine makes people younger, right? And this Wonka White is too strong, very strong. So some people begin to disappear because their age becomes minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, right? One becomes actually minus 87, which means he's got to wait 87 years before he can come back. So to cope this situation, right? To cope with the situation, Wonka must invent a new thing, right? So, and that is another medicine which will make people older. Mr. Wonka mentions different kinds of trees in this lesson. They are Douglas fir, oak, cedar, Bristlecone pine, and he tells that Bristlecone tree lives the longest for more than 4,000 years. So you can find this upon the slopes of Wheeler Peak in Nevada, USA. He collected many different items from oldest living things and at last successfully invents Vita-Wonk after many tests. Now I will tell you the story, the text in brief. First we will see that Mr. Wonka is asking Charlie, what is the oldest living thing in the world? What lives longer than anything else? And in reply, Charlie said that the oldest living thing was a tree, according to him. Then, since they were having kind of conversation, what kind of tree, right? Not the Douglas fir, not the oak, right? So here also he started to collect many special items from oldest living things, like a pint of sap from a 4,000 year old Bristlecone pine, the toenail clippings from a 168-year-old Russian farmer called Petrovich Gregorovich, an egg laid by a 200-year-old tortoise belonging to the king of Tonga, and many things. Right. Then also he listed number of old trees. Wheeler Peak is the oldest tree, encouraged to him to collect the special items from all over the world. Right. Then also the next part we will see he's collecting various things from various odd sources, including old and ancient animals. After that, he boiled, bubbled, mixed, tested in his inventing room. Okay, and he then made an experiment on a brave 20-year-old volunteer named Oompa Loompa. Okay, so Oompa Loompa volunteer, he made an kind of experiment, right? So when he gave 4 drops of it to that volunteer, what happened? The moment he swallowed it, he began wrinkling and shriveling up all over. Hair started dropping off, and his teeth started falling out, and at last he became an old fellow of 75. Thus, that Vita-Wonk was invented by him to tackle the situation. Right? This is a science fiction, and it talks about the futuristic efforts of science. That's all. Thank you.